Welcome to 15 Steps to Personal Freedom, Part 5, a BINA pre-Pesach special. We're now ready for Step 5. This is the longest step, perhaps the most involved step in the road to personal freedom. We've tapped into the holy energy, we've committed to purification, we're getting involved, we're humble, we're engaging in simplicity and purity, and now we're ready for step number 5, which is called Magid. Magid, of course, is perhaps the longest part of the Seder. It's the recitation, the saying of the Haggadah, starting with the Manishtana, the questions, the answers, and telling the story of going out of Egypt. Personal freedom cannot be achieved alone. Personal freedom and growth needs to be achieved through communication, through verbalizing and telling a story. And a story involves many different parts. First of all, it involves questions and answers. Because when we grow, we need to explore, we need to analyze, we need to confront ourselves, we need to ask ourselves questions. We need to challenge ourselves. Question symbolizes the concept of challenge. Without challenging ourselves, without challenging those around us, we can't really grow. Another part of the Magid is that the Magid, as does the whole Seder, but the Magid particularly, involves the concept of children. The children ask the Manishtana. The children are very much part of the Seder, and in fact, during the Magid, during this recitation of the Haggadah, we have the famous 4 children, the 4 sons. And the concept there is that to really experience in growth, true personal freedom, we have to access the child within us. We all have a child. We all have that little innocent child that's within us. We might have done all kinds of things throughout the years. We might not feel so innocent like a child, we might even feel a little bit guilty, but deep down at our foundation we have the innocence and the purity of a child, and that needs to be accessed and tapped into during the recitation of the Haggadah. And then there's another very important concept of Magid. Magid, when we recite the Haggadah, if you look at it in English, and one should feel free to say it in Hebrew or in English or in any language, you will notice that it talks about the good times and the bad times. It talks about where we've come from and where we're going to. How low we used to be, how high we've become. And all of that is so important in the road to personal freedom, because we need to acknowledge that we have strengths and weaknesses. We need to acknowledge and appreciate how we have grown over the last year. We need to identify the strengths that we have. We also need to identify the weaknesses. We need to identify that we had weaknesses which we did work on and we did improve, and each one of us have improved somewhat, and we're going to keep on going. And we have to re-experience that whole process of personal freedom. As we say towards the end of the Magid, we emphasize this point, and we say that in every generation, every single day, we have to view ourselves as if we are experiencing the Exodus from Egypt. Saying the Haggadah, discovering the child within us, challenging ourselves with the questions and answers, acknowledging the good, acknowledging the bad, moving on, telling the story, acknowledging what we have to do and where we have to go to and where we've come to, all makes it possible for us to experience that Yetziat Mitzrayim, the going out of Egypt. So Magid is a very important step. Perhaps it's the main component perhaps of the Seder, one of the main components, where we actually start to experience and acknowledge and identify the areas of freedom that we ourselves personally are experiencing. Have a wonderful day.